All right, so you probably heard the hot mic between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, and you also know, if you watch my videos, that The View is absolutely terrible in their coverage of it. It's disgusting what they do here, especially. They didn't even post this to YouTube yet, but let's look at what they said.
Apparently, the debate over whether Bernie Sanders told Elizabeth Warren that a woman couldn't be president is not over yet. Right after Tuesday night's debate, a live mic caught this exchange, and of course, people can't wait to bring it to you, between Elizabeth and...
It's not a live mic, it's CNN's microphones. She knew, Elizabeth Warren knew, that the microphones were going to be on and recording,
Bernie,
I guarantee it.
which must have been a little awkward for Tom Steyer. Take a look.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion, we'll have that discussion. You called me, you told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle of it. I just want to say hi, Bernie.
Yeah, good. Okay.
That was lame.
Oh, I so related to Tom Steyer, and I feel like that's me in so many moments.
Me too.
I was like, thank you, thank you. I'm always that awkward one. Oh,
Well, because stuff happens ready. You kind of go, oh, man.
Well, if anybody was wondering if Elizabeth Warren can take on a man in power, she just showed you how to do it.
Yeah.
She just showed you.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about her with Trump. She can handle herself.
That's
Yeah.
what my takeaway. You know, I mean, she stuck by what she has said all along. She believes, and that Bernie Sanders told her he does not believe that a woman can be president, can win this election. He says that he didn't say it, but she just said, you called me a liar on national television.
Yeah.
And he didn't really refute it. He didn't really
Well, no, he said,
didn't.
no, you called me a liar.
I love it because I think that I really respect straight shooters in life in general, people that will say things to your face and not just go behind your back. And her staff and his staff have been feuding. I respect that she's on the debate stage. She knows she's mic'd. She knows she's on TV
yeah,
in
she
front of
does know
millions and
she's
millions of
mic'd.
people. She's a political animal, and she said, I think you
Political
just
animal.
called me a liar. Blank. Like, that's the way
She has a notorious history, Elizabeth Warren does, of not telling the truth and being misleading about the past. And McCain is like, oh, she's so straightforward.
interpreted it, and
She
I
tells it
think
like it
is
is.
really badass. And I agree with you. I didn't know she had it in her. I kind of love it. I'm like kind of obsessed with this.
I was
Call
like,
him
wow.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his response, by the way, is so insufficient.
yeah.
I know he's on a debate stage too, but it's like this problem that we have talked about all week, the Bernie brothers sexism problem. It's following him.
Yeah.
It's going to continue to follow
It's like
him.
a bad
it's not going
fart.
anywhere. Yeah.
Right?
You know, it's
That
like
one
you
lingered.
come in and
There's
it's
such a thing as a
lingering
good
and
fart.
it's... Yeah, there are good farts. There are.
and it's like when you're on the airplane and there's nowhere to go because you can't get out.
That
And
elevator.
They're stuck
Yeah.
You're
in there.
on the elevator.
Oh, my
and
God.
This is going nowhere.
she knows it was him.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think you just farted in the elevator.
And Tom Steyer walked right into it. And it was
Which is
lingering.
also me every time. It's like, who did this? Who
Great.
did
It
it?
was the best.
Didn't you,
It was the best.
didn't you just get stuck in the elevator?
On the elevator here on the View,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like, this
you
is
did.
how you guys are letting me leave the show. I'm getting freaking stuck in the elevator. No, the crew had to come get me.
They're trying to keep you.
Sonny was standing up, Abby, are you
like,
here?
Abby, are you
It was
okay,
horrible. It
sweetie?
was horrible.
I
But, you know, I
would
think
not have liked
True
that. I was
intellectuals.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, it was
horrible,
bad.
too.
I think this is just the beginning, though. This was bound to
Yeah.
happen. What I will say is Sanders is he's never had a credibility problem. When you
Yeah.
look at like the polling, he doesn't have a filter a lot of the time, which is why
He's
people
always
love
had a
him.
problem, but he's always had a problem with me.
With
I lived in-
credibility?
Yeah, I lived in Vermont. There were no free colleges.
Well, I don't think that's up to
I
the
love
sen-
that, too.
but that's not up
I
to
love
the
that too.
Sorry.
Look up newspapers from Burlington, Vermont, and look up the public access TV network from Vermont on YouTube. They actually did a 15-minute segment on Bernie's history in Vermont. I think that, what's her name, Whoopi? Is that her name? If it is, I think it is. She obviously hasn't paid attention in Vermont. I don't know how long she lived there, but she's saying there were no free colleges in Vermont, as if it's easy to get stuff done as an independent in this country. And you'll see what they say about the party alliances coming up.
But if you, but here's the thing: if you are the senator who's been fighting for that and fighting for that and fighting for that, and nobody in Vermont knows that you've been fighting for that and fighting, I want to know how come our state didn't know that this is where you were at all the whole time. And he'll say, "Well, of course I said so, Whoopi."
That's a really good impression.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
You've said that for
From
a
the
long
giddy
time.
up,
The
from the
problem
giddy
that I
up.
have with Bernie is that he is running for the Democratic nomination as president, but he filed as an independent when he runs in 2024 for the Senate.
Oh,
and I think
I love that too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, and for me, he's sort of a Democrat by default. He is very much an independent. He is very much a socialist.
You have
He
to
has-
be in our cult for us to vote for you. If you're not in our cult, you obviously hate America, and you could never be part of our team. You're not really a Democrat, Bernie, so therefore you're disqualified.
called himself a democratic socialist, but I think if you deserve to be the Democratic nominee for the presidency
You should
of
be
the
a
United
Democratic
States, you should be a
ticket. Yeah, you should be a
Democrat.
Democrat.
You should be a Democrat.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that he's a true
Or
Democrat.
start your own
That's a very
party.
common criticism of him with
But
true
the
blue
reason I agree with the
Democrats.
credibility is because Warren has been criticized for some of the things that she said and the credibility and
Warren has been a Republican for most of her life.
and changing her mind or changing the story slightly. People are trying to figure out what is the truth here. What are you trying to say? Whether it's where her kids went to school, or if she was fired pregnant, or her nationality, or healthcare, which she's
Yeah.
struggled to figure out
Yeah.
how to
But
message.
yeah,
She
but,
just
you know,
named like a whole list of things that Warren has been somewhat dishonest about, and they're
I
going to
wouldn't be
continue like
surprised
that.
if the Bernie team tries to
and
nail her
just-
on some of those.
She has
You know what?
Well,
Because
here's
Stay
the
by
thing.
it.
There
Trump-
before the grace of God goes everybody. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody who can walk on water. I
No,
just don't.
but-
Oh, no one's
Ahead,
perfect. People make mistakes.
compared to Trump.
But
it's like-
compared to
it's
Trump-
like comparing
Oh,
a
yeah,
venial
Trump is
sin
the-
to a mortal sin.
Yes.
Please
What I say-
explain,
I don't
please.
think-
A mortal sin, I was raised Catholic.
Catholic girl.
A mortal sin, you go to hell. A venial sin, not so fast.
You just go to penance.
You go maybe to Purgatory.
You say a couple of
maybe-
rosaries,
No,
you're
not
maybe,
purgatory
maybe you just go
anymore.
to New Jersey. We
Purgatory-
don't know.
But
Just a few rosaries.
But I think the
Oh, you
big
said-
takeaway is that she can go up strong and tough and
Yeah.
hard against a, bullying man candidate that's been bullying her for her gender. I think it's
Bullying man candidate that has been bullying her for her gender.
actually a
Yeah.
brilliant move, whether it was calculated or not. I have
Are
absolutely
you saying I
no
shouldn't
idea,
have
but
named
I
my
think
dog after Bernie now?
I am saying rename him.
A bitch is a bitch. Okay.
The good thing is they play at a time in the day, and they're on a network that only people that won't consider Bernie are watching. So all this is doing is radicalizing people who are at home to watch these daytime television shows. So retired people, which all hate Bernie, probably because they're watching stuff like this all day. But of course their arguments are terrible. The cultish mentality of the two-party system. If he's not a real Democrat, he shouldn't be able to run for some reason, because we care more about labels than we do people's actual views, their actual fighting careers, fighting for issues, and where they actually stand. We care more about the labels on top of people. So if Donald Trump switched back to Democrat, then I guess it's okay for him to run in the Democratic Party, no matter what his belief system is, because at least they're on our team. And of course, about the actual feud, they called Bernie a bullying man that has been bullying Warren over her gender, which it's so unbased, it's so crazy. This is more for entertainment purposes now, looking at this stuff, because we already know what they're throwing against us and what people are hearing. But we can't pay too much attention to this, because all it does is distract us from the ultimate goal, and that is pushing this message forward and trying to get Bernie elected.